The seventh article, the seventh law of cosmic governance, is the law of efforts. The law of Purusharth, object of human pursuit or purpose of human beings, right? India remained enslaved for 1000 years because the people of India did not abide by the law of efforts, Purusharth. People ask me, what was the cause of India's slavery? That is because the people of India did not follow one article that was very crucial in the constitution of the Almighty, the law of efforts, Purusharth ka niyam. Today, the countries doing progress, whether it is Europe or America or Japan or Korea, are the countries that have abided by the law of efforts. Purusharth. What is the law of efforts? राम सहायक उनके होते जो अपने हैं स्वयं सहायक. God helps those who help themselves. This is the law of efforts, and we people did not follow this law because the culture of India is a Brahmanic culture. That is, whatever is to be done by Brahma, God, and we don't have to do anything. अजगर करे ना चाकरी, पंछी करे ना काम, दास मुल्का कह गए सबका दाता राम. हमें कुछ नहीं करना. The same is, होइए सोई जो राम रचि राखा, को करी तर्क बढ़ावे साखा. This has become a country of lazy people, has become a country of inactivity. When there was a famine in Bengal, what did Harivansh Rai Bachchan write? पंकिम ने गर्वोन्वित ग्रीवा उठा विश्व से था यह पूछा कि बोलो माँ तुम्ही अबले. मैं कहता हूँ तू अबला है. तू होती माँ अगर ना निर्बल, अगर ना दुर्बल, तो तेरे ये लक्ष लक्ष सुत वंचित रहकर उसी अन्न से, उसी ध्यान से जिस पर है अधिकार इन्हीं का. जब ना राम ठस से मस होते, नहीं बरसते तुम पर रोटी. सुरुआ बोटी तुम हो अपना भाग्य कोसते, मन में सोचते यही बदा था, यही लिखा था, हुई हुई वही जो राम रचि राका. ओ को करी तर्क बढ़ावे शाका. अंतिम सांसों से रट रट कर तुम जाते मर, लेकिन जीवित भी रहने पर कब तुम थे मुर्दों से बेहतर. पश्चिम की ये है एक कहावत, इसको सीखो इसको घोको. God helps those who help themselves. This is Purusharth, putting effort to achieve something. We rely on destiny. We have not made efforts. On the other hand, Korea, Japan, Europe, and America know that God helps those who help themselves. Our people have reversed it to people will be helped by God. They will get everything in excess effortlessly. That is like God will be giving everything to you by shredding the rooftop of your house. That is why we were enslaved. Our rishis, our sages, ask us to do 4 Purusharths, efforts for artha, wealth, for dharma, righteousness, for karma, desire, and for moksha, liberation. We did not listen to our sages. We were called the golden bird, a very prosperous country. As long as we listened to the sages, then we forgot what the sages said and became slaves. So we have to do 4 Purusharths, efforts. Prosperity does not come effortlessly, and the money will not drop from the sky. Earn wealth and don't just live selfishly. We all have become selfish. There are very few in the world who are less selfish than us. We do everything for ourselves and don't think about others. Whereas the law of collaboration and interdependence says that we are all leaves of a tree, the fruits of a tree, and we should help one another. But we did not help. Hence, we transgressed many articles, broke many laws. Particularly, if there is one article which has been transgressed, the most of it is the law of efforts, Purusharth. Hence, 2 types of cultures developed in India. One Shravan, listening attentively culture. One Brahmanic culture. The Brahmanic culture says that whatever is done, the doer is Brahma, God. Listening culture is the law of efforts. Everything is a result of our actions. Shravan culture is the Buddhist culture. Shravan culture is the culture of Jainism. The Hindu culture has remained completely as the Brahmanic culture. Once again, we have to reawaken our inner efforts. Baba Farid says, उठ फरीदा उद्यम कर बैठिया देवे कौन, उद्यम ही प्रारब्ध है जो पंखा विच पोण. If you do not start a fan, Whether it is an electric fan or a hand fan, then you will not get air. It is a very simple matter. So make efforts, do Purusharth, and all of us should make efforts. This is what Osho says. Zorba the Buddha. Become Zorba, make efforts. Purusharth and Buddha means to know your soul. All the saints tell us to make efforts. I gave example of Baba Farid. Is meditation possible without efforts? In Osho Dara 365, online program guided meditation was being done at 6 a.m. Some of you got up and made efforts. Those who got up early, they got wealth as well as did meditation and benefited from both. You don't want to do meditation and you think that you'll attain enlightenment? Does enlightenment happen like this without any efforts? The eighth law is very important. The law of attraction. What is the law of attraction? When you live in that frequency where other things also exist, they get attracted towards you. The law of attraction is just like that. The eighth law is very important. The law of attraction. What is the law of attraction? When you live in that frequency where other things also exist, they get attracted towards you. The law of attraction is just like you attract the things which your vibrations are aligned with. First, start giving what you want to get. If you want to get respect, start giving respect. If you want to get love, start giving love. तन की औषध तो मिल जाती है लेकिन मन के दर्द की दवा नहीं मिलती. अपनत्व चाहिए तो बाहें फैलाव, खिड़की खोले बिना हवा नहीं मिलती. Start giving what you want to get. When you live in a certain frequency, certain bandwidth, things which are vibrating in the same frequency get attracted towards you. If you want to become rich, then have a good feeling towards the rich. You intend to become rich, but you feel the rich like Adani or Ambani must have done something corrupt or wicked. Otherwise, how could they have become so rich? That means you're not on the same frequency of what you want to get. Love the people who have got that thing. How can it be that you love wealth, but you do not love the wealthy? If you don't love the rich, then it means you don't love wealth, and wealth will not get attracted towards you. Remember, Jaisi mati vaisi gati. This is the law of attraction. If your thought process is against wealth and the wealthy, you cannot attract wealth. If your mind is against saints, the sainthood will not be attracted towards you. Have the habits of saints. I was in Ranchi. There is a subsidiary company of Coal India, CMPDI. Whenever any sage or saint came, the saint would always, everyone knew, the saint would be sent to my room. They would be welcomed and they would direct them to my room. Go to so-and-so room. Wherever my office was. For me, God comes in the form of a saint. Why be judgmental? I used to give them a seat and respectfully, lovingly offered them water and tea and then used to ask, what could I do for them? I gave all the money, whatever was there in my pocket. In the beginning, I used to take the saints home. Later, I realized that it was inconvenient for my wife to feed them at odd hours. So with due consideration, I gave whatever I had in my pocket to the saint so that he could eat whatever he wanted to eat. The next time, whenever they came straight to my room without asking anyone. Everyone knew that any saint or sadhu who visits had to be sent to my room. What was the result of this? I had good feelings towards saints. So sainthood was attained. Did sainthood happen or not? If you have bad feelings towards saints, then sainthood will never happen to you. Have regards for what you want to attain and start giving it. The law of echo says, what you give comes back to you thousandfold. Such as if you go to the mountains, shout loudly, shout. You hear several echoes. चरण शरण गुरु एक पंडा जाई चल सतगुरु कोटि पेंडा आगे होए लेत हैं Take one step towards God, and millions of steps will move towards you. If you take one step to give love to someone, 1,000 steps of love will be moving towards you. Everyone starts loving you. A gentleman named Prabhuji lived in Bhalai. I was taking Anand Pragya session at that time. He was a trade union leader. During the session, he used to ask people, what service can I do to you, Bharat Sarkar? Because we were all employees of the government of India. By the end of 6 months, everyone named him Bharat Sarkar. His name became so famous that even the rickshaw pullers knew that where they should take people when anyone asked to be taken to Bharat Sarkar. Then one day, he realized why he was called Bharat Sarkar. And he thought, why not use the word Prabhu? Soon thereafter, Bharat Sarkar was replaced by Prabhuji, affixing Ji to Prabhu. What is to be done, Prabhuji? In 6 months, the name Prabhuji became very popular all over Bhalai. Even today, if you visit Bhalai and say that you have to go to Prabhuji's house, you will be taken to his house. You see, one person called him Prabhu, and people started calling him Prabhuji. When I was transferred to this place, I observed that nobody used to greet and look at me. Soon, whenever I met anyone, I greeted them saying pranam, pranam. Soon I was being greeted by everyone with pranam, even before I said the word pranam, pranam. See this? What you want to get, start giving it. Keep yourself tuned to the frequency of the thing you want to get. Love the thing you want to get, and love the people who have what you want to get. This is the law of attraction. What's the next step? It's a bit difficult. The law of circle, the law of Vartul. This is the ninth law, the law of circle. Vartul Kaniyam. Osho says things are not linear in life, things are circular. The events that take place too are circular. There are oceans, and vapors rise from the oceans. The vapors not only rise from the oceans, but you will see vapors rise from the flowing winds too. 3/4 of Earth is ocean. How much evaporation is happening? Not that evaporation is happening during daytime only, it is taking place at night as well. Millions of tons of vapors are flowing. What happens to them up there? Vapors turn into clouds, the winds carry the clouds, and where are the clouds taken? To the Himalayas, to the mountains, where they fall and become snow. And what happens after that? The snow of the Himalayas melts and the river flows thereafter. Where does it go? To the ocean. Is it circular or not? The law of Vartul. When you see a small part of life, then it is linear. The birth took place. You became young, you became old, then death happened, and the story is over. But you're seeing only a part of that life. There are many lives which we call Mahajivan, the grand life, the lives after lives, right? You will see that life is circular. Like one is born and then after birth becomes a youth, becomes old, dies and again takes birth. The same story. Maithili Sharan Gupta has written a very beautiful poem. फिर क्या होगा उसके बाद? Rahul, Siddharth's son, when he was a child, then his mother Yashodhara was narrating a story to him. Yashodhara said that just as you have your father too has his father. Rahul asked, then what happened? He was born, and let me tell you a bit of his story, what he did. He was King Shuddhodhan. What did Shuddhodhan do? He grew up and his marriage took place, then a child was born to him. And then he retired and proceeded from here. Then what happened after that? Rahul asked. Then your father Siddhartha was born, and after that his marriage happened. His wife came and a child was born, and you are that child. Rahul asked, then what will happen after that? Mother said, again, the same story will be repeated by you, which was repeated by your father. What will happen after that? Rahul asked. Then you will also have children. Then he says, I have understood what will happen after that. This is the law of circle, that things repeat. So, what you're doing today has always been repeatedly done before. The law of circle. Things repeat. Krishna says, Arjuna, it is not that we have been born for the first time, that you have come here for the first time. We have taken births many times and have died many times, and further in the future, it will happen like this since the events are happening by the law of circle, the law of Vartul, the Niyam of Vartul. In the same way, many civilizations had developed on other planets. There was life on the planet Mars. Many persons of Mars planet have taken birth on the earth. They say they have come from the Mars planet. There is one young man in Russia who tells the whole thing, how a fierce war took place on the planet Mars, and that there is a possibility of similar war on the earth also now. All the civilizations were destroyed. The same story is going to be repeated on earth. He says, if it is not taken seriously, then what happened on Mars planet can happen on earth as well. This has happened before on many planets. The scientists say that there are 50,000 Earths where there is the possibility of existence of man. The Sirius Star is a book written by George Temple. It is a beautiful book. The Sirius Star is one of the closest to our sun. It is a group of 3 stars and it is Earth-like, from where the people came to Earth 5,000 years ago. All of a sudden, you'll see from nowhere how Mesopotamian civilization, Indus civilization, and all these civilizations developed. George Temple says that the people who came from the Sirius Star are amphibians. They are much more intelligent than human beings. Their lower part is like a fish, and the upper part is like a human. The jets and the airplanes that you see today, they are nothing. They had made more advanced flying machines. So civilizations like these came into existence many times, and the circumstances worsened in such a way that they were destroyed. Look at Earth itself. Many civilizations came, progressed, and then got destroyed. Look at the Indian history. In the Maithili Sharan's book, Bharat Bharati, it is wonderfully explained. He says, Unnati tata avanati prakriti ka niyam ek akhand hai. Chadata pratham jo vyom mein girata. वही मार्तंड है अतएव अवनति ही हमारी कह रही उन्नति कथा उठान ही जिसका नहीं उसका पतन ही क्या भला. So progress and regression are the law of nature and the one indivisible law. The one who rises to the sky, he only falls. Therefore, regression speaks of a progress. The one who has not risen, can he fall? So the law of circle is that it is not that the person who is rising goes on rising, and that he will not fall. Even the sun ascends, the sun will descend too. Don't get overjoyed if there is a rise. One day there will be a downfall. The children for whom you worked hard and earned so much wealth, the same children will despise you. Those for whom you have done so much, they will look down upon you. We don't look towards from whom we are. We look towards who are from us. This is the law of circular. You think that the children have grown up and hence they don't take care of you? Did you take care of your parents? Now the circle will continue. That is the law of circle. The rule of the law of the circle.